Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Spidey64, and welcome back, everybody, to yet another NASCAR 164 scale diecast review. And here for today's 164 scale diecast review, we're going to be here today to have a look at and review here today at Daniel Suarez's number 99 Telcel Chevrolet that he ran in the 2025 NASCAR Cup race at Mexico City. So, with all that really kind of being said in mind, let's go ahead and let's just get into this diecast right here. So, of course, as always, here's a quick look at the packaging. Nothing too different than normal once again. It just says Trackhouse down there, which is pretty awkward considering what has happened in recent weeks. You got Daniel Suarez down there. Yeah, same stuff as per normal. And some I just got a funny message on Discord. But anyways, though, here is a look at the diecast itself. So as I said before, this was this particular Telcel car was run at Mexico City at Daniel Suarez's home. Basically his hometown racetrack, as NASCAR ventured to Mexico City for the first time, at least, well, for Cup, for the first time in their history. And it was a bit of a return for the O'Reilly series as well, as they raced at before Mexico City in the past. Now, despite me being a Trackhouse fan, and despite me kind of being, I don't know, I'll admit this about Suarez, I haven't been really much of a fan of his as of lately, that I will kind of say, but I really wanted this diecast, though, just because I got a really good feeling that, considering that Suarez, well, now that he's no longer with Trackhouse and now he's over with Spire, I have a very good feeling that this particular car and all that good stuff might get really rare over the next couple of years. Plus, this is also just a really special car as well, just because, I mean, hey, it's a car that you ran at your hometown racetrack, and besides, even before the whole, even before the whole Suarez and Chastain beef and all that good stuff, I still wanted this car just because it's a really nice looking paint scheme right here. This Telcel car right here. Now, traditionally, the Telcel schemes, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much more or less blue, white, and yellow. I think that's really what their colors are traditionally. I know that Andres Perez, that's the way that his Telcel car looks, at least when he drives it in the Truck Series. But, of course, obviously, you can see that this is just all, very different shades of blue going on throughout the car. You got a lighter shade, and you got a darker shade of blue kind of going up there. You got a light shade of blue right there. More light on the back, kind of sprinkled throughout. It's lighter. It's a light blue and a very dark blue. And, of course, obviously, you have the white going across. So that I really do like a lot, that I got to say. This was a piece of detail I never really noticed. And as you got the Quaker State logo, we'll get into the sponsors here in a moment, but that's not good. There's a paint chip right there where the spoiler is, right on the tippy top. That's not good. And I was really kind of worried that this car would come out a little bit wonky in some areas, but other than that, that area, it kind of looks all right as far as I'm kind of concerned. So there you go. A few couple of things to note here, that I don't think I said this before on the SVG review, and that is, you have right here, of course, obviously, you might notice that the hood louvers are more black here. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the reason as to why they did that was because since they host the Mexico City, the racetrack itself, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, and no, it's not called the Mexico City track, to any of you uncultured swines. The reason why the hood louvers, I think, are a little bit more bigger or more darker here is because since they're on higher elevation, yeah, the racetrack, was on a very high high elevation. So in order to get more air into the engine, they had to open up the hood louvers a little bit so they can get all that air into the engine and all that good stuff. So that right there is a very cool detail. I gotta look back if the Shane Van Gisbergen one had that same detail, but that's a cool detail that I didn't really kind of think they would put. I mean, they didn't really kind of had to, but they just did it anyway. So with that really kind of being said, though, let's just go ahead and let's have a look at the sponsors here. So on the windshield banner, it says Chevrolet, and it says Suarez. You got the windshield wiper right there. By the way, this is not a race one. This is just a standard edition diecast. I think that's obvious. On the hood, you got Infinium. I think that's pronounced it. Again, my Spanish is terrible. You got Telcel. Got number 99. You got Sunoco. You got Trackhouse right there. You got Sunoco. Goodyear NASCAR Cup Series number 99 with that chrome-plated trim. I love that a lot. You got Telcel. You got Jockey, Freeway Insurance, Choice Privileges, Wendy's, Quaker State, Simeon's. On the people, you got Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Tootsie's, and Quaker State. You got Daniel Suarez's name with the little, his logo with the, I think it's a skull with it's a skull guy wearing a sombrero. Of course, obviously, that's a reference to Dia de los Muertos. I butcher that, I know I did. Day of the Dead. Got number 99, Infinium, Suarez. You got Claro on the deck lid. Got Quaker State back there, and it says Telcel Honor. Chevrolet, Quaker State, ZL1, number 99. Got the same stuff on the other side, but this has the gas port right here. As the way the pit road was set up was that it was on the passenger side, so the pit crew came over the wall on this side. So that's why they put the fuel port there. And, oh, by the way, since this was ran out of road course, you notice, of course, obviously, it does not have the double shark fins. That is a consistent detail that a lot of these cars that ran at super speedways, that ran at short tracks and road courses, they don't run the double shark fin. So there you go. And then here's an underneath look at the car if you want to see that. This is not on the die-cast metal body or chassis. So there you go. So there you really kind of have it, guys. A really basic review as I dropped the car. Dropped it once again. Son of a bitch. But anyways, though. So like I said before, not much really to talk about with a car like this. Of course, obviously, again, I wanted to get this just because this was Suarez's home race. And it was a really special moment in NASCAR just to go over to Mexico City. I don't know if NASCAR will ever head back to Mexico City. I definitely think that I really honestly think the way they should do it is just that it would be good to have it once in a while and to have it at least, like have there be an off week after it. Because going from Michigan to the Midwest to then going down to Mexico City and then back up to Pocono in the Northeast, that's just like, man, what the hell are you doing there, NASCAR? What the hell are you doing? But anyways, though, but yeah, but despite, though, now in recent days, Suarez now being a bit of a butthead to his former Trackhouse teammates and all that good stuff, which did I ever talk about that whole deal with Suarez and Chastain? I don't think I ever did. Whole thoughts on that is just that, hey, look, just racing deal at Las Vegas, and, definitely speaking as a Chastain fan, he could have handled that very differently, but definitely do agree with Chastain. No accountability when it comes to Suarez's performances and all that good stuff when he was at Trackhouse. So far, he's doing pretty good at Spire, but how long will that last? And, yeah, also, just to kind of piss off the Suarez fans maybe a little bit more, which I don't want to piss anybody off, but just going to go ahead and just do this here real quick before we end the video off. We're just kind of, yeah, let's do that like this. And I want to show you all something just to really further piss them off. One of these is not like the other. I think that's the reason why that Trackhouse decided to go in a different direction. Just saying. But despite all that really kind of being said, though, this is still very much so a very, very nice diecast right here. All things really kind of considered. And definitely for sure, if you're a Suarez fan, which, by the way, please, I'm just joking around, by the way. Please don't really take any of it really seriously. Besides, I mean, go ahead, sound off in the comments, talk shit about Ross Chastain, and I'll see how that goes. But anyways, though, overall thoughts and feelings on the car right here. A really nice looking paint scheme of a very, very special moment for Suarez to go to Mexico City to be essentially the star of the show there. And I definitely do hope for sure that NASCAR returns to Mexico City one of these next couple of years. We'll see how everything goes. We'll see if that's going to be part of NASCAR's, if they'll go back internationally. I definitely think that NASCAR should have a race, one international race a year. You could rotate it between Mexico City and Montreal. That I think for sure. So with that really kind of being said though, guys, that's going to do it here for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching this one. And I will catch all of you in the next video, which I don't know what the next video is going to be. I got to be dead ass honest here with you. But thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, see you all next time.